This episode comes with a content warning. The following contains scenes of malicious violence. Timestamps and details in the show notes. Listener discretion is advised.
You are listening to an Atomic Broadcasting production, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the feature presentation. And remember, do your part, such as like, comment, rate, and don't forget to tell a friend to tune in for an Atomic Time.
Now, where were we? Ah, yes. On their way out of the abandoned arena with their new knowledge, the party was attacked by a group of hooded fanatics claiming the name of Aerid. After a struggle, the party managed to defeat them before an unseen voice applauded their efforts.
So, a little bit ago, I started reading The Flash from DC Comics, obviously.
Which Flash?
The current Flash book by Jeremy Adams. And it's been great. It opened the door to The Flash to me, and I've been enjoying it a lot, and I've been reading older stories now because it's been a wonderful time. And then they just announced the other day that they're changing writers and artists and such.
Why?
And I don't know. I think they just want to change the direction in the tone of the book, which the tone of the book was happy family, which is what I really love. And now I'm concerned that I'm going to have to drop off the book because it's not going to be as exciting to me.
Like, was it not selling well, or?
I think it was selling well. They went to twice a month instead of once a month.
Oh, wow.
And they've been really going, unless that was just them trying to finish his stuff off before sending him off. But it's been quite a thing for me the other day. I found out about it, and it made me really sad.
Yeah.
But the same writer is starting to write a Hal Jordan Green Lantern story.
Ooh.
Which I'm a big fan of.
I'm always confused with the Green Lanterns. There's so many of them.
Yeah, there are. You're right. Some of them get stories, some of them don't, and it's sad. They all should get stories.
At the same, they're
all cops.
Yeah, I know. There's so many from Earth, and there's only one from every other planet.
Yes.
Earth is special.
Earth is special. Humans are very willful.
We're stupid.
Stubborn.
Stubborn, yeah.
Willful is just another way to say stubborn.
But anyway,
cool.
Read these good books, because these books are good. If you're interested in comics, if you're ever interested in The Flash, Jeremy Adams' Flash is a very good run to read.
We are always sponsored by comics.
Even if you don't know anything about The Flash.
You, sir, have cemented yourself as a nerd. Or is that geek?
It doesn't matter.
We're all sitting around a table talking into microphones, playing imaginary games, Sven.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. We're super cool here making a podcast off of a nerdy activity.
On the other side, you guys probably know a bit about this, some of you. I started reading Milestone comics. They have some compendium collections that they put out. And one of the big characters everyone knows is Static. From the old TV show Static Shock.
Oh my goodness,
yeah.
Static Shock.
Old TV show?
Yeah. That is an old TV
late
show.
It is an old
90s,
TV
early
show.
2000s.
That was...
You're old, petite.
Yeah, dude.
I started reading the old original books because they've started re-releasing them because DC is allowed to do that now. They are really good, and they're not selling super well. So if anyone's at the very much interested in this, they're only $40 to $50 for 1,200 pages worth of comic books.
Oh my!
Wow.
They are amazing, and you should buy them so that they finish the collection, because they just might not finish the collection if they don't sell well enough. And I've never read them before. I decided to pick it up from in-stock trades for $20 instead of $50, and my goodness, it's some really good stuff.
That old TV show brings back memories.
It was so good.
It was.
That was a childhood memory.
It is.
We're old.
We're in our 20s. That's not old.
We're old.
Late 20s.
I tried to rewatch Static Shock recently. I tried to rewatch Static Shock recently, and it didn't grab me as much as it used to, or as much of a lot of the DC shows still grab me. But Static Shock is just, it didn't quite get my interest again.
Static Shock has a lot of like political stuff behind it, which I don't really feel like getting into.
A lot of Milestone has a lot of that too.
Yeah. So it made a real issue when like making the cartoon.
Yeah.
So they couldn't do half the things that would have made it more acceptable to a adult audience member.
Yeah, a lot of Milestones are not political, but it's all from the perspective of like black artists and black writers, and it's where they get to tell stories just from people, from artists and writers from that culture, and they all get to tell these stories together. So they're very different and told from very different perspective from most comic books. Even if they have like a black writer writing Superman is very different.
That's pretty
than them
interesting.
getting to write Milestone together, which the hero icon is essentially Superman, but is very different.
Neat.
And they talk a lot about that. They all got their powers basically from a gang war that the police went in and used experimental gas on them and killed like hundreds of people and then covered it up. But a lot of those people got powers from it.
So welcome to The Written and the Lost. We are now a comic book podcast.
I want to talk about comic books sometimes.
No, it's good. It's good.
I'm
not saying that. I was just using that as a way to wrap up the banter.
Sideshow
Not
where
gonna
Sam
lie.
talks about comic books.
It's Sam's Comic Corner.
Yeah, if you guys want a Sam's Comic Corner, let us know. Rate us 5 stars. Do all that stuff,
I'm
and
happy
then
to
leave a
talk-
comment that
Like,
says
that's
Sam's
not a
Comic
joke
Corner.
either.
I'm happy to talk about more. Like I talked at the first episode that I started reading Hellboy. I finished reading a lot of it, and I'm reading the BPRD omnibuses as they come out. And that's another thing that if you're ever slightly interested in comic books, Hellboy is a great intro because of how well executed it is and how just on its own it is.
You are our comic book expert.
I'm not that big into comics, Sam is, but my intro to comics was the Vision series, where he has like a family. That was so good.
Which,
Vision by-
interestingly
The
enough, is
Vision by
probably
Tom
because
King.
of Sam.
Yeah. It was actually not. Some of my other friends picked it up, and I read it in the back of their car.
But then I owned
The
rest
first
of it.
episode, and then he owned the rest of it, so I borrowed it from him.
So,
So-
partly because
And now I'm borrowing Sandman,
So
which is
the
also good.
only comics that I've ever gotten into was my dad had a stack of old comics like 1970s.
I meant to wrap this up. I'm sorry.
Well, that's fine. Now we have more. to talk
Like Donald Duck.
about. Lovely.
Oh, that's great. Like the Archie comics?
Yeah, the Archie
Nice.
comics. I have one old
Poor Archie.
Spider-Man comic.
Poor Sonic.
Okay, so here's the controversial hit. Manga.
I like manga.
Comic books versus manga.
There's not a
There's not a
versus.
versus.
They're both good.
Written
Read them
anime.
both.
The
Enjoy
Written
them.
anime, yeah.
the only manga that I used to have a Shonen Jump, but the only manga that I read was Dead Man Wonderland, and that was because I was really into the anime when I was younger, and then they just stopped airing it because nobody in Japan liked it, but it was like a real hit in America, so I had to like look up the manga.
That's funny.
You have to learn how to read mangas.
You read them backwards.
I know.
Don't watch or read
messes
Dead
me.
Man Wonderland if you don't like a lot of gore.
I mean, that kind of
lot.
goes for a lot of like more adult manga anyway.
Yeah.
Is there much
I wouldn't
gore
say it's
and
adult.
violence in comic books, Sam?
Really, it depends. It's just like manga. There's a lot of options. If you want that, there's definitely books for that. And if you don't want that, there's definitely books for that.
Yeah,
There's
it's like you can
the
read
great
about
thing
Donald
about
Duck.
comic books, and not even just superhero comic books, just comic books in general, is there's a story for everything. Like, indie comics are amazing, and they tell lots of stories that have nothing to do with superheroes, but tell just amazing stories in this amazing medium that is writers and artists coming together and telling an amazing story.
Maybe one day we can have a comic book of our campaign.
That would be amazing.
Speaking of coming together and telling an amazing story, let's jump in.
Ooh, that was slick. That was good.
Beautiful.
Like
I
butter.
tried. I
Smooth.
tried to help with that.
So, as the previously on guy said, you had just finished defeating this group of randos who attacked you on your way out.
And Rickard.
And Rickard.
Yeah, and Rickard. Can't
Little
forget about
Ricky.
him. One's still alive.
One is still alive and unconscious, and one escaped before the fight really broke out. And then there was a refined voice that was congratulating you on your victory.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
What did he say? again?
He said, I don't remember exactly.
Oh,
It was like
that's,
great show or
I have
good
Good show.
Yeah.
Jolly good show.
Do we see someone?
Yes. On the 20 feet away from you, where there's that rubble, this wagon comes around the corner of the rubble, the sort that you kind of live out of and
The
you
covered
travel the road.
wagons, yeah.
Yeah, that
I
kind
don't
of
live
wagon.
out of that.
You don't?
No.
Yeah, it's basically owning a house nowadays.
The first thing you probably notice about this wagon is that it's being pulled by a beetle that's about 7 feet long and 3 feet off the ground.
I'm not sure if what you're doing is intentional or not.
And driving the wagon is a 6 foot, 7 foot, somewhere in that range, tall frog wearing a very nicely pressed uniform
Really a frog.
that looks like it's from like France in the 19th century.
6
Why is he so big?
foot frog.
Is
What
his
is
name
he?
Mr. Froppy?
He's a frog, obviously.
Good show. Jolly good show, he says as he brings his wagon to a stop. Would you all care to buy anything?
You're really tall for a Ripley.
I'm sorry, what?
What are you doing here?
Peddling my fine wares.
What are you?
In this slightly
I'm a merchant.
in this slightly inaccessible coliseum.
So, as you've pointed out, Zephyr, there isn't really anywhere in the Colosseum where he could have driven the wagon through. Like, you guys climbed over a broken wall to get in here.
We don't have time for
Did
this.
you
Let's get
hop over
back.
the walls?
No, I rode in on my wagon
Where are you from?
outside.
What geographical location are you from?
Everywhere. I'm a man of the road.
You're a man?
Where were you born?
Well, that's getting a little personal. Why don't you buy something first?
What do you have?
I wouldn't buy anything from him.
I mean, I might not, but I'm so curious.
I need to go.
You're right.
I mean, honestly, I agree with Hamir.
I have arrows.
I don't.
I think
can
we
buy
can
it.
get those in where are we at, Joel?
Joel, yeah.
Is there anything
those from
specific
Joel.
that you have that we can't buy at this shop?
Finely crafted enchanted items.
Stop.
And
Quite- Stop humoring this thing.
Well, that's
How
kind of
about,
rude.
do you have books?
May we ask his name? This is for the group
Something
here.
feels like he's not going to answer any questions.
Well, I'm not going to go giving out my name so readily. We've only just met.
What's your shop's name?
This is just my wagon.
Your shop's name is My Wagon.
Why are you all so keen on names?
We almost died. We need to know something before we
Die.
buy stuff. And die, yes.
Hamir's gonna leave. Hamir doesn't have time for this.
You see, when you go into a shop to buy things, there's an air of trust, and your shop doesn't have a name. You haven't given us your name, and we just got done with a battle that almost killed one of us. There's no trust being established.
My, you are all very untrusting people.
Yeah.
It has been a
well,
long day.
And you're randomly in this arena that's not easily accessible.
I'm
so
very specifically in this arena.
Yes,
the way
but
you got in here is confusing to me. I don't have time for this. I hurt
He
a
could have
lot,
dimension doored in.
I mean,
it's a
that's
very
true.
common.
but we're the only ones in here, so it's kind of suspicious.
Yeah.
Well, I just thought a group of adventurers such as yourselves, after having cleared out such a perilous vault as you've just come from, might have a little bit of jangling cash.
we're
in
all
your
going to
pockets.
ask the same question. How did you know that?
He looks over your shoulder at the entrance and he's like, well, I just saw you coming out of there and just thought you might have found something worthwhile.
That's a hole,
didn't.
not a vault.
Also, he has a point. That is just a hole.
Well, it's a door.
Well, now who's not sharing information?
I literally just told you what it was.
We all know that this is a vault of forgotten knowledge.
Can
Actually, that is a thing we just found out about. I apparently
can
found
I
out
make a
about the
check
place.
on this guy?
What kind of check?
I just want to know if like he's a fae, if
So,
like,
like, a
he's a
sense
magical
motive?
thing, or like what his race is.
Wait,
Ancestry.
He's a frog, so
Yeah, but the standard frog race is small sized.
that's true.
Not 8 foot.
You know that he is a fae.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Upon knowing that, I'm gonna very cautiously, being like, I think it's time we all leave. And sort of like do that like eyes wide open, like, follow me, please. And then start walking toward Hamir, who's leaving.
Well, that is your decision, but should you wish to do business with me in the future, I know where to find you.
That's creepy.
Do we just call out your name?
No, that would be crass.
So your name is Crass.
All right, we'll just say, Crass, we would like to buy and sell.
That would be sufficient.
Okay.
Do you have books?
Of course. And he starts pulling out
I'm going to
volume after
grab
volume.
him with my mage hand and be like, come on, and just like tug. Come on, Uver.
Hamir.
And are you bringing the unconscious guy with you?
Oh,
No.
Yeah, I'm dragging him.
Zephyr's like, somebody else to kill.
I don't always like using my talents.
But when I do.
You don't roll high enough to use them.
All right, I'm leaving.
I'm sorry. Sore subject.
And you walk away from the frog in his wagon.
Is everybody all
Gives a
walking
little
away?
wave.
I'm walking away.
Mm-hmm. I'm walking away, but if he's not following with my tug, my mage hand will go away when I get away from 30 feet.
I'm outside.
I'm walking away.
As soon as people are out of line of sight, I'm going to walk up to him too.
I know it's Fate too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're not the first thing I've seen as such, I think.
Oh, no. I can see you've had quite the engagement with the Fae in your time.
Yes, which you can understand why it would be worrisome sometimes.
Well, yes, but it's not like you're in the goblin market now.
No, not really, but I can understand their reasoning. And what are those books that he pulled out? Just taking a look at them.
Most of them appear to be written in Sylvan, but they do seem to be like historical volumes.
These are very tempting, I will not lie, but not even I will take all risks, I think, until I know you better.
Well,
Perhaps we will see each other again.
I wish you the best of travels, and apparently we do have a method of contacting each other, should you change your mind. Crass though it may be.
Actually, if I may ask, this between the two of us, what is your name?
What's yours?
Ah, I see. And Uver just smiles knowingly and walks off.
Cheerio.
As Alward yells, Uver, get up!
Zephyr creeps around the corner of the cart.
Oh, what?
He stayed.
Hello, Crass.
That's not my name, but what can I do for you
You
today?
didn't tell us your name.
We gave it to you as a gift.
We told you your name.
The sooner you accept it, the better.
I'd like to know. Do you have any arrows?
But of course, and he pulls out a bundle of arrows and another bundle of arrows that appear to be made with like a different kind of wood, and he's just like pulling out all these different varieties of arrows.
Give me your mid.
He picks up a bundle of arrows in the middle of the lineup and passes it over to you.
How much?
That'll be 1 silver piece per 10. How many bundles would you like?
2.
He passes you another
How much is in a bundle?
10.
10.
Dead.
Oh,
So 2 bundles is 20 arrows.
that works for me.
These aren't going to kill me, are they?
Well, of course they could, but it would be very, very unfortunate very unfortunate indeed should your own arrow be your cause of demise. What?
I enjoyed the way you put that. However you did.
No,
He should get one.
just a tiny little top hat.
That's disappointing.
Has a top hat?
Just a tiny little top hat.
Let's all leave.
Run away screaming.
Let's all leave the stupid Fey Frogman. behind.
Everyone but Uver
Come on.
or Zephyr has followed you. So many names.
I know.
I
names.
appreciate your
So
patronage.
many names.
Now, may I know your name?
No.
All right, I'll call you Crass whenever I need you next. Goodbye.
I wish you the best of travels.
So as I say, we did give him that name as a gift. So is the gift we get back being able to summon him?
Possibly.
Anyway,
I just walk away and walk out to find you guys.
I've got arrows now.
You could have
You
bought
can
those
use your
in
bow
town.
for something other than flavor.
I could have,
Alright.
but I didn't.
Dealing with Fae is very tricky.
Outward. I'm
He
not
seemed fine.
expecting an answer, but do you know where I can drop this man off?
Oh yeah, and I explain how to get to like a local police thing, the town center hall, wherever the jail is
jail?
kept.
The town guard.
Did anyone want to ask him questions before I took him there?
I thought you guys had questions for him. I was just going along with it.
I don't.
I feel like he just needed the mask or a helmet
So,
or whatever.
He knows
and that was it.
something about that king, but this is obviously just one of the bandits we dealt with earlier. I doubt he knows anything.
Well, I have a quick question for him.
All right, yeah, take him.
I would prefer if, and I'm just gonna push him back to you with the mage
He falls
hand.
down.
Splat.
I tap his face with the mage hand. Just, hello.
I still have tentacle arms. I could.
Oh, my head.
Do you know where you're at?
Oh, I'm imagining it's a tavern. Had much to drink, eh? I'll be going. And he starts getting up.
Hey, Mir, if you could stop him, please.
Sure, I put my foot down on his chest.
Oh, hey. Oh, no need for the roughness. And he kind of like is clearing the grogginess from his eyes.
What is the last thing you remember?
Oh, he's looking around at all your faces. Oh.
It'd be prudent for you to answer questions.
I remember grabbing him and then a splitting headache.
Okay, so you do know things. What you are aware that the person that you claim to serve has been dead, right, for a long time?
Sure, that's what you think.
Okay, so he may know things, guys, if we have questions.
Okay,
No, I don't know anything. You should probably just let me go.
It's either you answer or one of my compatriots kill you. I can't stop them. I tried before.
No, it's true. He can't.
You're a madman.
I can start with your fingers if you'd prefer.
No, they're pretty much sane.
I assure you, I don't want you to die. I want to take you to the jailhouse.
That sounds like a good plan. Let's do that plan, huh? All in favor of going to the jailhouse, say aye.
We don't learn anything if we do that.
Oh, come on, be a good lad, play along, aye?
Nobody said I was a good lad.
Oh, no.
I pull out my dagger.
And I slit his throat.
And I'm just gonna hold it against his throat.
Tell us what you know about the helmet.
I don't know nothing about the helmet. Ricard, he was supposed to get the helmet. He knew where it was going and what it was.
What helmet? Do we have a helmet?
The one that they yelled
No.
for.
Right, but like he is wearing a helmet, but I don't know if we
How
have
long
one.
have you been involved?
I
I pushed down a little hard.
both of you, Sam and Petite, who are like specifically being aggressive to him, one of you can roll the primary intimidation check and the other one can aid. And Jenkins, you can aid diplomacy if you want.
I have a +9.
I have a +6.
Okay. Wow.
Intimidation?
Yeah.
Dang. Why is my intimidation so low? I thought
Well,
I
my
raised
charisma is +4.
If you're not a charisma base.
I do
I thought I
aid with
raised it.
diplomacy with a 21.
It doesn't do any. You're primary since you're
Mhm.
9.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything with my help.
Well, what do you get? Because he can adjust the intimidating.
Well, I rolled a
DC.
1.
Oh.
A natural one?
A natural 1.
My +1 does nothing
no.
now.
So a critical failure on an aid makes it harder.
Mm-hmm.
So they balance each other out, and it's just the result of Hamir's check.
Which is 26.
Nice. So that is a success. And he kind of just looks you in the eye and is just
Thank
like,
goodness.
my whole life.
Oh. I thought you were one of those bandits on the walkway.
Oh, we're no bandits.
Oh, you are one of them. Didn't you learn last time not to deal with us?
Well, when you're using bloody spells to turn Jimmy against us.
Well, that is kind of why you shouldn't have messed with us in the first place. We
We-
kind of let you off on that.
We
one,
gave you a
honestly.
chance, and then you squandered it.
So now all
We
your
didn't have
companions-
Rykard last time.
Also,
Well, he's dead, so.
Oh, no.
All of them are dead. You're the only one left.
not to pick hairs here, we didn't turn him against you. He just had tea.
Oh, no.
What were the names of all of the people in
We
your
don't
group?
need. Oh well, actually.
There was one guy that ran away, guys.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Yeah, who was the guy that ran away?
No, don't tell him that.
The
He
original.
knows they ran away.
No, he doesn't. He was unconscious.
No, he ran away at the start of the battle.
Yeah.
Don't know he got away.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
It was your original leader.
Knife goes
Before
closer
Rykard.
in.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. It's all coming back to me now. It's clear as day.
Thank you, Uver. You got him to say that with whatever you said.
That was a new kid. I didn't know his name.
What do you
That's
mean, new
awfully
kid?
convenient.
He wouldn't tell us. He kept himself all masked up.
A new kid that could command all of you.
Well,
So, Grandmaster took a shining to him. How am I supposed to know?
Wait, Grandmaster.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Not going to tell you that.
I pushed down on his ribs.
Oh, that's the sore spot.
Yes.
Oh, that got all agitated.
Does he look like a frog at all, your grandmaster?
I don't.
Hardly complimentary, but he is a bit up in the ears.
All right. How about this? Maybe we would leave you alone if you told us where we could learn more.
What do you want to know?
Well, where can we go to learn more? Where's like a headquarters or a training area, or where does your bosses live?
You think I just rat on my own family?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. If you value your life, I imagine you would.
No. Not against Sam. You can do what you want to me.
I can do a lot, and I pull out my chalice, and he sees like the fog reaching out like tendrils, reaching out of the drink. I can make you drink this.
Oh, it's really nasty.
Yes, it is. You're right. Would you like to try some?
That's right cruel of you.
Yes. Just as cruel as it was to try to ambush and kill a group of expeditioners.
It's for the greater good. You don't know what you're meddling with.
then tell us what we're
maybe
meddling
this
with.
is for the greater good too.
That doesn't make sense.
What? Here's the thing, though. You see, we wanted to talk first, remember? I said, could we not talk? And you declined. Or Riker declined. Or Ricker, or whatever his name was.
Riker and the new guy, they says they're bloodthirsty. They take what they need. There's no talking with them.
But I started it.
Surely you know that that's not true. We talked and got out of a combat with you last time we ran into you.
Well, when you turned Jimmy on us, he messed
No,
with his head.
Again, he had tea. He didn't specifically fight
I
against
will
you.
say that he was alive after that, yes? And you were all alive after that, yes? We didn't fight.
He weren't the same in the head after it.
Oh, that
Kept
is-
going on about it.
Until he saw her tentacle arms.
I feel like
What?
I feel
The
like
what?
Wait, has it been over a minute since?
Yeah, it'd be
Okay,
over a minute.
Then they're not
And
there
he was
anymore.
unconscious before that happened.
They're not there anymore.
I feel like him going on is more to do with nothing we did, but just his mental state.
Well, let us see. If we were bloodthirsty, yes, and we took only what we wanted, yes.
Yeah,
then-
you might hold somebody at knife point and tell them not to talk or they die.
Well, it is unfortunate that you got yourself in this situation.
Oh.
You clearly were not prepared for discussion. You decided to choose violence, and this is the result of your choice. But we are giving you a third chance, yes. A third chance that you can help yourself and perhaps help us along the way to find Aered.
You'll find him.
That is the idea.
You'll find him when he comes back as king.
Oh, so he is dead.
No, he's not dead.
Oh, you said come back as in I thought it was
What?
like
Well,
necromancy.
he's not here right now. Not here.
So
I
you're
just thought
saying
it was necromancy.
your
Okay.
Grand Master is
Arid.
Garrett.
Oh, no.
So your Grand Master's not Arid, but Arid isn't here. And you sure it's not going to be necromancy?
Why are you so obsessed with necromancy?
I'm not. I'm
Should I
just-
be worried? You killed my
Arid,
friends.
no, Arid is dead. He's been dead.
I can bring people back from the dead.
You
See,
can?
that's what I'm worried about.
I've done it several times.
I'm just going to skip over that. We just want to know why you were trying to kill us.
You had the helmet. Whatever that is. I don't know what's on with the
Who
helmet.
had the helmet? We
I don't know. One
have-
of you has it.
We don't have a helmet.
Well, no. You know who had the helmet.
Well, we're all wearing armor. So.
I'm not.
Speak for yourself.
I'm actually wearing a helmet.
I don't.
I don't know. Maybe it's his helmet.
No, it's not
Your
my
ACs
helmet.
must
if
be
it were-
low.
If it were his helmet, then surely
Havius
I would have tried to take it off his
thinking
head.
to the helmet in his backpack that he didn't tell anyone he took.
Well, you see, mechanically in this system, if you attempt to take something off someone's person during a combat encounter, the attempt automatically fails.
All right, nerd. I'm going to break your finger.
Oh, no.
Well, hold on. That's only if you're
alright.
not a rogue with the thief class.
I'm not a rogue with a thief class.
Oh, well, that's your problem, isn't it?
Can any of you heal him with a spell?
No.
No.
That is
I'm not a
unfortunately outside of my.
Okay, let's.
Rykard was good at that.
All right, buddy. Can I escalate this?
I
No.
Hold
No.
on. Hold
Wait, are you going to punch him or
I'm
hit
all
him
good
with
for
a
escalation.
dagger?
I'm not going to punch him or hit him.
Oh, then yeah, feel free.
What that
Are you
is-
sure?
Just
Are
don't
you
kill
going
him.
to kill?
I'm not going to kill him.
Yeah, then that's fine.
All right, I pull out my heal scroll.
This is the opposite
What's
of what I
that?
thought it
This
was.
is my only heal scroll, so keep this in mind, all right? I can't do this more than once.
Do what?
Well, so I have my one hand on his chest, and the other hand clumps down on his wrist, and I pull out my axe. Did I get ready to swing with it down to chop his hand off?
Okay, so, what is it that you want to know that will make you stop me? I want my hand.
Perhaps we can find a way to talk to your leaders.
I think our primary thing that we want to know is, as Uver said, we want to know who your leaders are so we know who to keep an eye out for.
As I've told you, can't tell you who they are.
Well,
no,
then
no,
I guess you're going to lose a hand.
I must say, I am a reasonable man, or dwarf, actually. I am a very reasonable dwarf. I am willing to speak to your leaders if we can meet in a neutral area just to figure out what is behind this.
So you're saying you chop off my hand, or I'll tell you where to find everyone that I know and love to go talk to them.
Yeah, I mean, we may not even want this like, there's clearly been a misunderstanding. We don't have a helmet, and if we do, we may not want it.
We're just gonna put you in jail if you cooperate.
I don't think you should. I think that Hamir should take his hand.
I think you need to walk away.
It is unfortunate that your friends died due to bad choices. And that Riker, I understand, he seemed to care for you all, yes? He tried to save you, yes? They cared, yes?
Yeah, he's my uncle.
Oh, then it is
Why?
such
Oh,
a
no.
shame
I'm sorry
Wise.
for your loss.
that they all died to false information.
Are these people all your actual blood family?
Of course they are.
What's your last name?
Aerodson.
Oh, that makes sense. So your great grandfather was king once,
Yeah.
and you think he's still alive?
Yeah, of course.
Is he an elf?
No.
Is he a dwarf?
No.
Is he some sort of extra-planal being?
No, he's a human.
Have
And
you
he's
seen
still
him?
alive? Are you
Yeah.
sure this has nothing to do with necromancy?
Don't know. I don't know his business.
Well,
Have you
have you
meet-
ever met him?
No, of course not.
Has anyone you know ever met him?
Well,
So at this point, Hamir is kind of shaking a bit, and he starts kind of reaching for his chalice, and then stops, And then he lets out a big sigh, and mist starts coming out. And some mist starts coming out of his eyes, and then he chops down.
What's he doing? Oh, my hand! Oh!
Unfortunately, you... It is a shame.
Were you going to heal him?
He looks like he was out of it for a minute, and then he's back, and he's like, yes, and I cast heal,
Oh no!
and I heal him 5 hit points.
I'm alive, but I'm still missing an hand.
And
Can
then
I cauterize
Hamir's
his
still
arm?
The heal spell takes care of it.
Oh, okay.
Hamir's still kind of shaken, and then kind of walks away for a minute.
You're all a bunch of bloody lunatics.
To be fair, we did tell you that would happen, and
Several
it is
times.
regrettable that it did. I would prefer to have solved this without any violence or any mutilation to your body. But it sounds like something major is happening, and if we can either stop it or make it where it doesn't affect us, that would be best. And you're not being helpful.
I must go after my friend there. But it would be best to speak now because I don't know what will happen after I walk away. And I have not hurt you.
I do still have the dagger against his throat.
And
Just
he's
so
He had to
everyone
be
knows.
very careful not to throw his throat forward when he got his hand chopped off.
I'll just say you guys are really good at keeping the dagger exactly where it needs to be. But the whole time, like, after all this, he's just kind of looking at his hand now, not really paying much attention to you all anymore.
What hand?
The one that's still sitting on the ground.
Is it not attached?
So it takes restoration to put body parts back on.
Yeah, I just cured the stump,
Yeah,
Oh.
he just has a stump now.
and I told him I only have one of these.
I have a question for you,
Okay.
little man.
I'm going to walk away. I have a question.
One thing. And Uver stoops over and picks up the hand and puts it in his lap.
Wait, you mean on his legs? He's laying down. Unless he sat up? Well, no, because he has a dagger again. Yeah, so you're just placing it on his
I'm kind of
stomach.
sitting on his like chest area with
Yeah.
his.
I moved my hand, and Zephyr was like, "Ooh, a seat."
By the way, this whole time I'm just beaming.
You place the hand in his vision.
In his vision, yes.
Yeah.
And I arrange it a little bit, like, just so it doesn't fall off. You see, I think that your family has lots of connections, yes?
Sure.
And I think that somebody in your family can probably help you with this hand, yes?
Sure.
Exactly. And I honestly, you must believe me because I am not normally a violent person. I want this to happen. I want you to be whole again, yes?
Right, okay.
I merely want to speak with somebody from your family. I only want to talk.
Yeah, not gonna happen. You just cut me bloody hand off.
Yes,
I don't
but
want to cutting anybody else's hands off.
You have another hand.
I think what he's saying is, instead of taking you to the jailhouse, we can take you to your family that can assist you in putting your hand back on.
Yeah, no. You're not cutting any more hands off. You can cut my hand off. I'm not telling you where my family is.
no. You understand. You misunderstand. You see,
No, you misunderstand.
We're
You're a
go-
bunch of bloody lunatics.
we're going to
I don't
take
think
you.
we're getting anywhere.
We're going to take you to the
succeeded at my
jailhouse.
intimidation check.
And I gave you a little bit of information, but asking where my family is and who they all are is just going too far.
I think you misunderstand. I say we take you to the jailhouse. Yes,
Right.
right. And
You tell them what happened to me hand.
your family will come take you out to the jailhouse. Yes, because
Yeah.
I do not think that they would be able to hold you.
And I'll tell them what happened to me hand.
Yes, and whenever they come for you, we will be there to meet them.
I'm gonna grab Uver and like pull him aside and like have a little like powwow and be like, Uver, we don't know how long we're on a time schedule here. We have to be back by the end of the week.
No, you do not understand.
No, you do not understand. We are contractually obligated to be back by the end of the week.
Then go
Otherwise,
and
we
take
don't
the
get
stuff.
paid.
This is
No.
more important.
No, it is not. All of us need to be back.
Why?
I suppose that does make sense. If you want to stay, but then you'll be by yourself.
Why don't you just send a message that says that we are unable to bring the stuff because of reasons?
That's not what I'm worried about here.
This is far more important. You don't understand.
You do not understand. How is this more important? It's just some dude with his lunatic family cult.
No, you don't understand. It is the key to everything.
No, it is not. It is a random man with a family cult
No,
who believes
we need
there's
to
a
find this
2-century-old old man still alive and kicking.
The things that are going on, the things in that library. What happened in there? What happened to me?
I don't know what happened to you. You didn't tell me.
I don't know either, but the knowledge leads to him. Do you not understand?
No, I don't, clearly. I'm just saying I don't think this is that important.
And he just goes off in Dwarvish about how the young are so naive.
I go off in Dwarvish. I can understand you.
Am I unsupervised?
I think it's
I'm
just
with you.
Neros and
I'm
Zafir
with
with
you.
this guy right
Which,
now.
to be honest, leaving us two unsupervised.
I
is
can
not
still see.
Yeah, we're right next. We're just like over a little bit.
Yeah, but we get that
Honestly,
shot of
though-
you two yelling, and in the background we see what those two are up to.
Honestly, though, I think that Uver and Alward are very distracted right now. So they might witness whatever you two decide to do, but they won't necessarily be able to
We're
interfere.
just yelling in Dwarvish at each other.
In just one quick movement, I'm going to take my dagger, stick it in my boot, flash a smile at Neros, grab his face, push it down on the ground, jump up, grab him by the shirt, and just start dragging him towards town.
Okay.
That was a lot of actions, but very cool.
We're not in combat. so it
No,
doesn't
I didn't mean
matter.
actions in a combat
that's
sense. I
really-
meant like a lot of like,
A lot of stuff happening.
yeah,
lot
like
of
1
stuff
and 2
happening.
and
That was
3.
I've been
really
thinking
cool
this whole
visual.
time what I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna start dragging him.
It's not what I thought you were going to do, but thank you for not killing him.
Oh, we've got our bit of violence out for the moment. Let's go.
The giggle.
I feel like upon seeing him move, I'm not gonna stop arguing with him. I'm just gonna walk like along behind him, still arguing with him in Dwarfish along the way.
How tall is this guy? Because I'm like 4 foot tall, so like, you know, I'm just tall enough.
Did
to
you
be
make sure the
grabbing him.
hand's coming with you?
It's on his lap.
Why is that?
I got it. It's in my other end.
Why is that child dragging that man?
Don't worry about it.
It's like 5'10".
How tall are
I think
you?
I can grab him. I'm like 4 something.
Decent.
He's officially small. As you begin leaving the arena and dragging this guy towards town, as soon as you like start getting into more populated areas, the guy just starts yelling and screaming, "Help! Help! Help!"
Ignore him.
I'm just holding my hand up, kind of just, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm going to like as soon as we get into it and he starts yelling, I'm gonna be like, we need a guard, and like try to find a guard.
Yeah, it doesn't take too long for you to find one, but the people around are a bit perturbed.
I'm then going to explain the guard, like, okay, we went into this area, and then these guys just appeared, yelled about a helmet, started to attack us. Most of them were dealt with. He's alive. We were just trying to drop him off to the right people.
They cut my hand off. They cut my hand off.
It is an
Things happen in
unfortunate thing
combat. It happens. I am very sad about that. But we did heal his wounds to try to make sure he can survive, and we're sorry.
And the guard nods, and he's like, "Right, we'll take him in. We'll take care of it from here. Do you have any more information you'd like to have put down for the record?"
The other bodies.
There are more bodies in the Colosseum pit. They're dead.
Was that a question mark?
I mean, necromancy exists,
We just left them
and
there.
the dude yelling about his hand was yelling about how a 2-century-old man is still alive and kicking. So that has to be, you know what I mean? Like,
Right, yeah, definitely sounds like a loon.
right? It makes no sense. Anyway,
Here you go.
catches him like a baby.
and here's the hand.
Uh-oh.
You can do whatever
Oh,
you
actually,
want with
he's holding onto the hand. isn't
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Do you need a hand?
If you can get him to a priest, reattach it. I mean,
That's
Oh, my.
expensive.
it is expensive, but I think his family's good for it.
Well, that'll be between them. Off to the guardhouse.
Bye-bye.
So they're gonna let him go, right?
Did we ever catch his
it. I don't
name?
know.
Or
No.
his last name was Ordson. As
didn't
in
write it
son
down.
of Erickson, yeah, as in son of the.
I should have wrote
yeah.
it down on him.
Why would writing it down on him do anything?
Not just in case I saw him.
I feel like we would recognize him if we saw him again.
What if they reattach his hand?
I feel like we would recognize his face.
I just remember him crying.
Can you not recognize faces?
People are hard to read sometimes.
Uver is going to try and just notice where the guardhouse or the guard is going.
He's heading towards the center of town, presumably to the guardhouse.
Where's the guardhouse?
The center of town.
Where that guard's going.
I think we should follow.
I don't want to do
I'm
that.
not doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to start studying these books.
We could head back to Salazar.
I mean, we do need to.
Uver's already walking towards or the same direction as the guard.
Also, I'm not here. In case anyone forgot.
Wait, where'd you
Where'd
go?
I walked away and then
Probably
Jordy
to a
narrated
tavern.
you guys leaving.
So Uver, Alward, Neros, and Zephyr brought this now dismembered prisoner back into town, dropped him off with the guard. Uver is following after the guard just to make sure that he takes that prisoner where he ought to. And the three of you are still here in town. What's Hamir been up to this whole time?
He is walking through the town, clutching his backpack a little tighter, and he's like, "It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Why? I know. It's worth a shot, I guess, but I don't think it's going to work." Yes, well, Uver might have a better idea. You're right. Yes, I understand, but that thing took control. That wasn't okay. That wasn't all right. It's not supposed to do that. But yeah, I know. I just gotta get back to the room, and we'll give it a shot. Are you happy? You happy? Yes, thank you. All right. And we see him just muttering to himself as he's going through town, taking like alleys and stuff back to the inn, to his room that he's rented out. And then when he gets back to his room, he pulls out of the backpack first the helmet he found in the expedition, and he sets it on the floor in the light, and he's tapping and thinking he's pacing. He draws like a circle and chalk around it. He's not sure what to do. He's thinking. He grabs the bag, and he's got this like lump that's all covered in all sorts of gauze and stuff he has, and he starts undoing it all, and we see the head of Rickard. He's like, "I don't think this is going to work. I don't think it's going to work." And he picks up the helmet
Whoa.
and puts it on the head in this little circle of chalk. And he's just kind of looking at it to see if something happens.
And we'll cut back to the other three.
So it's my understanding that you all have a room in town.
I forgot that you weren't with us. It's been like 4 weeks.
It has been a minute. It hasn't been 4 weeks, but it has been a minute.
Hold on. Oh, yes, it has been a minute.
1 second. I cast time sense. I concur.
So, where did everyone else go?
Uver seems to be very intimately following that guard.
Should we go with him, or?
Well, I'm
holding his hand.
I'm gonna go home and we're in Joel still, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home and study the books that I got. See if I can't decipher any of the languages.
Can we come with you?
I mean,
I'm not going with him.
again.
I don't really feel like going back to a room right now.
An offer is always on the table. I do have a
Wonderful,
couch,
I'm coming
but
with you.
okay. If anybody asks, you're one of my bodyguards.
This 4 foot tall man.
Okay.
Please don't interact with my sister too much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyway, what's Neros doing?
anyway.
Would you like to come with us?
No, I don't. I really would rather not.
Are you just going to stand
My mom
there?
is making stew. Again,
That's fine. I don't want to come with you guys
I
right
would
now.
prefer none of you meet
Sorry.
them, so that's fine.
What kind of stew?
It's potato
I like potato.
with some pork chunks.
I thought he was gonna do this the first night, and I'm shocked it took him this long.
I did the same. I do like it because Howard's very obvious. Like, please don't.
But it's Sophia.
I know.
How can you say no to that face?
I mean, Howard wouldn't say
Crazy.
no regardless, but also my landlord's a little. You'll see. Anyway, well, I guess we'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you meet the others, please tell them to meet in the tavern.
I mean, that's where I'm going right now.
Okay.
So.
Well,
At exactly 600.
I don't care when we meet.
We'll meet whenever we meet.
900?
How
We'll
about
meet whenever
just
we meet.
how about just before noon?
11:59. I'm sorry, my stomach just made a sound.
It's because you're thinking about the stew.
Potato and pork. Mm.
Meanwhile, Uver, you are following the guard.
I am.
Intimately.
I am not.
You're right up on him.
Hand in hand, walking down the street. No.
I think I meant intently.
I think you
That
did
makes
too,
more
but that's
sense.
not what you
Or intensely.
Intensely. What something that's similar.
You are following the guard in a tent.
With intent.
With intent.
With intent to follow.
The cartoon bush.
No, cartoon tent.
Oh.
And as you might expect, they go up to the guardhouse and enter.
Is there any other entrances to the guardhouse?
There just seemed to be like a side entrance.
I go to an area that I can watch both entrances and just sit and wait.
About 15 minutes pass, 20 minutes pass, 25. Just about a half an hour afterwards, the guard comes back out by himself and starts walking off. Are you attempting to hide yourself?
I'm standing like if there are there crowds around?
Yeah, there's a few people around. It's not like super crowded, but it's not empty streets.
I'm mostly just in a corner, not really hiding, but just, trying to blend in about, I'm hanging there.
Gotcha. The guard does not seem to notice and just begins walking back down the street to where you originally found him.
Gotcha. I don't follow him, so.
No one's going to clean up the mess in the arena.
I mean, they're dead bodies in a space where nobody should go anyway.
And leave them for the vultures. No.
The frogman eats
Presumably-
them.
And then he sells them.
Presumably the guard would have reported it, but, it takes a little bit of time to get all the stuff pulled together.
Uver's going to continue watching both entrances.
Okay. Back in the inn, in Hamir's room,
Oh, no.
in the center of the circle, there's a head with a helmet.
Yes.
And chalk. You can't forget the chalk.
It's a chalk circle.
A chalk circle.
Chalk zone.
They can only see in
That was a
dark
good
vision.
show.
Are you attempting to interact with this at all, or are you just waiting?
For a bit, I'm waiting. If something happens after 10 minutes, I'm going to try and push on it with my
Poke it with a
with
stick.
my thaumaturge abilities to try and get a sense of what this is, why it's important, if it's even doing anything.
So
I don't
poking
know.
it with a stick in a psychic sense?
Yeah, I guess the lore with my esoteric lore or something. I guess
Poking
if that
it with
needs to
my
be like a
esoteric lore.
recall knowledge or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. Just I'm
What's
trying to
your
push
esoteric lore bonus?
11.
You know that there are some rituals or oddities or legends or something that might be involved with this, but you're not getting any sense that the helmet's having any effect on the head.
Does it seem magical at all?
Without any magical assistance, you are not able to determine whether or not you think it's magical.
That or my cursed lore don't really do anything with this.
Not with this.
Can I just attempt I don't know, an arcana or an occultism or something?
This is an odd position.
I don't know. I'm just trying to get some sense about it to see.
I mean, you could take it to
Basically, I'm
one of
trying
your
a bunch of
4
different
magic
things
friends
to it to see if it has any reaction to anything I try.
I don't think that there is a way, rules as written, to know if something is magical without using magic. So
Then I will attempt to hit it with my crowbar really hard.
okay.
I'll take it off of the head.
Okay. You don't want to find out how good it is at defending things?
No, I want to see what happens. Usually magical
The head is already
enchanted
melted.
items wouldn't just crumple in the same way a regular steel helmet would.
It seems as resilient as you might expect from a magical item. It doesn't seem to be damaged at all from the blow.
Okay. I'm going to put the head in a trunk. I'm going to put the helmet back in my bag. And I'm going to go try and find Uber.
All right. Meanwhile, Neros, do you think you've made it back to the tavern by this point?
It's been like it's been like 30 minutes.
Actually, retcon. I don't
Sure.
want to go to the tavern yet.
Gasp.
What time of day is it?
5 or 6 in the evening.
Is the library still open?
Yeah.
I want to go there.
What?
I'm going to the library. Leave me alone.
Says the nerd. Are you going to the restricted section?
No. I am not.
I had you looking in the wrong section.
Gotta make some stealth jokes.
So you return to the library, and it's the same lady at the desk as was there yesterday,
Okay.
only a day ago, when you guys first came by the library.
Okay.
And she's like, "Oh, you're back."
Yeah, I had a question for you.
Yes, of course.
Did you happen to find anything about what we discussed last time I was here? Do you remember me, actually?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And she pulls out like a little notebook that she's got, and she's like, you know, where she keeps track of these little projects and such, and she's like, no, I wasn't able to find any more. I was through my searches, I was able to find, it does seem odd, it's such as I'd sort of was wondering about when we were first looking into it almost a week ago. It just seems the information we're looking for has just been removed.
Has it now?
Impossibly so.
Right. Of course. Well, I appreciate your time into looking for it.
I'm sorry. I can tell this was very important to you.
Yeah. But same old. All right, well, thank you.
Of course, and I will keep my eyes open. If I find any more information, I will make sure to note it down for you. Still the same address as before for news?
Actually, I'm sure I'll find my way back here at some point, so just keep it on hand.
Very well.
Thank you. She leaves.
Abby does not look happy with this answer.
You have no idea. Oh, wait, you do have an idea.
I don't.
Good, you shouldn't.
Yep, not yet.
Good. I don't want it.
Now I go to the tavern.
This is nice music.
Don't comment on the music.
We're at a spot. It's fine. I'm sorry. It's
No,
so
you're fine.
calming.
Meanwhile, at the Volden house,
Is that your last name?
Yes.
Oh.
I
wrote it down
I have
years
called him
ago.
Volden at least 30 times.
He has.
Yeah.
It's been quite often.
Do you know how many notes I have?
No.
7.
That's
even have the
reasonable.
names of the drinks I had from the bar or whatever it was.
Oh,
called.
yeah? What were they?
The Fuffle Shuffle, the Amber Nugget, and the Witch's Brew.
The Fuffle Shuffle.
Oh, the Fuffle Show. Good
Anywho,
times.
at the Volden house.
What are you guys doing?
I don't know if you guys have anything you wanted to do.
I am very like Alward is walking to the door and he realizes he hasn't been greeted by his landlord and he's just so thrown back. He's like, wait, something doesn't feel right. And then he just goes into the door, unlocks, and is like, let me introduce you first before you just walk into the house.
But I'm your bodyguard. I figure I should go everywhere with you without explanation.
It's my house.
Exactly.
None of my family were expecting guests.
Well, then why
And
did you invite
actually,
me?
and then I'm going to prestidigitation him to clean him up, and I'm going to prestidigitation myself to clean myself up.
Can I represtidigitation myself
I mean,
to
technically,
unclean
yes.
myself?
It does soil stuff.
It does
so
soil stuff.
How dare you?
You're not allowed in the house looking like you just murdered a man. And I prestidigitation him again. The apartment, my bad.
Okay, fine.
And then I open up the door, and I'm like, hello, is everyone home?
Your mother is,
Okay.
but your daughter is.
I don't have a daughter.
Surprise!
Jordy, I told you not to make me my father.
Surprise!
Oh boy!
You're your own father, sounds like.
Plot twist was revealed early.
That changes a lot of things.
You had one rule, Jordy.
Anyway, take that one from the top.
Wow.
Your mother.
No, you're a mother.
No, you don't understand.
Start with my sister. How about that?
Yeah. Your sister seems to be out right now, but your mother is in.
Okay. I'm like, Mom, I brought home a guest. He will be staying with us the night.
Oh, is this a friend from work?
You can say that. They've been hired on as some muscle, so to speak. Zephyr, would you step in?
I step in and I look up at her.
I'm the bodyguard.
Well, you do look capable of defending. She's looking at your rapier, your dagger, your bow.
Yeah, he was staying at the inn, but I told him about the stew, and he decided he wanted to spend the night, if that's okay.
Oh, of course, there's always room for your friends, Alward.
Where's...
I heard there was pork and potato.
Yes, it'll be done soon.
Where's my sister?
Oh, she just ran out to the market to grab a last few things before dinner.
Of course. I'm gonna, and Alward is, like, very conflicted because he wants to go into his, like, room so he can study, but he doesn't want to leave Neros out here. Sorry, Zephyr out here alone. So he's just sort of stuck.
With you.
I'm going to be at the kitchen table if you need me.
All right. Dinner will be ready in about a half an hour.
Okay, and then I'm gonna basically all the books that I grabbed that weren't on the shopping list, even some that were that map, which we have a physical copy of, and has writing on. I want to know what the writing says. What does that writing say?
Just like little notes about like what seems to have been a travel from that way of like witches took a ferry, stuff like that.
Fair, you suck. And then I'm going to bring out my personal journal and start taking notes on the language so I can try and learn it.
Too bad it all looks like chicken scratch.
No!
So you're trying to learn the ancient Thessalonian?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did you leave me, like, in the front room?
I assumed I dragged you into the kitchen.
You
But,
can't
yeah, if-
drag me.
Yeah, that's fair. You're much stronger than I am. Yeah, I left you in the front room. I on my way to the kitchen, I'm like, make yourself not at home, but comfortable, and then go to the kitchen table.
As Alward says that and walks off, his mother looks at you and goes, "Make yourself at home."
I carry myself very, very well. I stand up straighter than normal.
What?
I
He's
say,
4'1" now.
So, Mrs. Volden, what is your name? I was never made aware.
The name is Valia. Pleased to meet you.
Velia. Oh, so you've got the alliteration going on. Velia Volden.
Well, it was a bit of an accident, but I do think the names sound good together.
So is Mr. Volden around?
Do I hear that?
I would imagine so. It's a pretty small house.
I immediately, like, abruptly, as loudly as possible, stand up from the table, walk over, grab him, and drag him into the kitchen.
What? I just want to meet the man of the house.
You're looking at him. My father's been dead for many years.
How many is many?
Many.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Please do not bring him up again.
I'm sorry
Especially to my mother.
for their loss.
Our loss. It's a family dynamic. Do you not have one?
Not for a very long time.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss. Now please just sit at the table and wait for dinner.
I don't like this, but okay.
No, you don't understand. No, you don't understand.
And I'm just gonna go check on my mom and make sure she's not, like, having an attack of any sort and she's okay.
She seems to be okay. Like, I mean, it's definitely, still a spot of grief for her, but it's an old grief, and she's mostly worked through it.
Okay.
I thought you were flirting with her for a second.
My mother?
That's what I figured you all. Well, I figured everybody thought that. That's why I kind of explained with that. I just wanted to meet the man of the house.
No.
Meanwhile, Uver, how long would you think you'd want to wait around without seeing anything? Watching that guard post.
I can interrupt his watch.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go
I
with
have a
that.
thought.
Yeah. So, Uver, you've been at this guard's post watching. About a half an hour ago was when the guard left, and you're still kind of keeping up your vigil, maybe starting to have second thoughts about, how much profit is there sticking around when Hamir shows up.
Well, the first thing is you feel a chill run through you. As for a second, you see an ethereal man that you met briefly, and then it fades away. And then from behind you, Hamir grabs your shoulders and pulls you back into the alley more. I need your help. In the tavern, come on. I start pulling.
All right. Let's go. Remember,
did you
I am
guys
still
go?
an old man.
Where'd you guys go?
I follow the gods to the god house to see if anyone would come get them out.
What did you do with... Did you put him in the guardhouse?
Yes.
I see.
I am trying to see if anybody will come get them. It's
Not tonight. Not right now. It's too early. There hasn't even been word about him being arrested by now. Give it some time. I can watch again, maybe tonight or in the morning. I need your help with something in my room.
What do you need?
You're good at identifying magic. I have something that you need to look at.
Of course. What is it?
I'll show you. I can't tell you now.
Oh, then let's go.
All right, hurry up. He sort of shakily takes another sip from his chalice.
We do a Star Wars wipe transition, and you're in Hamir's room.
With a TIE
we
fighter.
come in through the tavern, and where I guess Neros would have noticed us walk by if she's interested. But either way, we're talking and we're going.
I mean, I do need to ask Uver something, but you're obviously busy, so I'm not going to bother you.
You also need to tell them when we're meeting.
What? Oh.
You're the only one with information about where the others went.
Yeah, but they're busy.
I imagine I sort of enter into the front door rambling about nonsense to Uver as we start walking up the stairs. I think it's on the second floor, right? Or was I on the first floor?
Second floor.
I was on the second floor. Didn't you get a room too? Weren't we neighbors? In the inn?
I have no idea if
I think so, yeah, actually.
Yeah, I think we were neighbors.
Oh.
So, anyway. What just happened? What did you guys do?
The GM should not be sending memes during recording time.
I didn't realize that was going to send a notification. I wasn't thinking about it.
So we enter the room, and you It doesn't smell great in the room, and you see a circle of chalk in the middle of the room.
But
I throw my bag down on top of this trunk, and I pull out the helmet.
is
it magical? What does this do? And I toss it to you.
he kind of reflexively grabs it and looks at it and goes, Is this what I think it is?
I imagine so. They came after us, and I've had that since the expedition.
He just kind of the one with the runes on the caves.
Yeah, it was in front of that statue.
He immediately just stops listening to you and
Actually,
starts.
the two kids saw it, so they might actually know I have it. I don't think they paid attention enough. There was a lot going on.
Uver's not paying attention to you. He's immediately poring over this helmet. Is there any writings, anything on it?
I don't think that there's any form of like inscription on the helmet now.
Nothing?
Mm-mm.
While he's doing that, Hamir's gonna spread around like some herbs and stuff to help the room smell better.
It stinks right now.
Rotting head.
Yeah, I wasn't wearing that. I thought about wearing it.
It's a shampoo commercial. Got dead head?
I spent some time testing it, and nothing seemed to come of it, and I knew it's magical in some way, but I don't know how.
What did you try to test it with? What did you try out so far?
I tried pushing on it with my abilities. I tried hitting it with a crowbar. I
Very
I put a head in
magical
it,
testing.
but nothing seemed to really work.
Uver just kind of looks up at the.
You put a head in it?
I moved my bag off the trunk and opened the trunk. And I pull up Ricard's head. And I put it in the circle. They were telling me that maybe it would be a good idea to try something to see what it might do, and I didn't think it would be a good idea, but
they told you this.
well, something did. I felt this thing to do it, and I had anyway. After I lost control, I went out there and I felt this pull to do something like this, and
Did they say
gave it a shot.
Did they say put
They
it
don't say anything.
on the head
They don't talk.
or put it on?
I've tried to put it on before, and nothing happened. I've worn it before. I'll need to clean it before I try it on again, but
that would be better, I think. But perhaps let me concentrate a little bit.
And I don't have any appropriate spells.
do you not have a detect magic or read aura?
I have read aura, yeah.
Especially like
So I'm going to let me try this, and I set down the helmet, or I sit down, and I start concentrating on the helmet with read aura. I always forget to have that.
Where are the others, by the way?
I don't know. I've walked away before.
Not surprising.
So after a minute of concentration, you finish casting Read Aura, and you learn that the helmet is magical and has traces of conjuration and divination magic.
Oh,
It is magical, yes. Yeah, but I don't know if I know how to activate it.
here.
Why don't you make an Arcana check?
Would it help if I wore it?
Let me try this
Okay.
first.
I don't know these things. I dabble in esotericism. I don't dabble in this level of knowledge.
How does a 30?
Whoa!
Was that a natural 20?
No, that was a 19.
Oh, nice.
Plus 11, level 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
We're experts in some things now. We didn't talk about our level up.
Can I
yeah,
take a
we
look at your
did
character
not.
sheet real
We
quick?
did bad.
I'm not disbelieving your result. There's something I want to check for, and I don't want to say what I'm looking for.
Most definitely.
We definitely didn't talk about how we leveled up.
Yeah, we really
It's
didn't.
okay.
But this is like a downtime episode, so we can wait till next.
Yeah, we can wait till next time.
Hi.
With your extensive research in Arcana and your years of study, you know that there is an element of like, what's the word, general word for it, animation magic that would allow this helmet to move on its own. But there's also a lot more going on and that you can't unravel. We'll call that partial information on a failure.
This is a high level item. You failed with a 30,
I failed with the highest roll next to a natural 20.
which if you would have gotten a nat 20, would have been
31.
Would have been a success.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, because
it would have been a failure.
crit.
Would have learned something. I have dubious knowledge.
That's what I was looking for.
Dubious knowledge. Oh,
I'm going to try that.
Okay. So
Sven has motioned at his phone screen to
Yeah, we have
Jordy
no idea what's going
about a
on.
thing he wants to
It's
try to do.
something I don't know if Jordy noticed that I had.
I knew you had that.
You
would
did.
like to trick this magic item?
I have trick magic item.
I almost took that.
I'm gonna trick this. Tell me your secrets.
So, from the way that ability is written, you would know that the DC to trick the item would be in the same neighborhood as the DC to identify the item.
I don't know if there's a downside to this.
Depends on the item.
Sorry, I tried to get everyone's attention, but it happened too fast.
You tried to get
Yeah.
our attention, and then you succeeded.
I don't know if that's worthwhile, dude. That might be a problem for later if you try that.
It's true. All right.
Let's try not to get too hasty. I tried to break it, and it didn't work.
I actually think it is good that you didn't.
Well, I mean,
Breaking
if they
items
wanted
of this-
it and we broke it, then they'd probably leave us alone.
Or he could destroy the town.
That's... I think I'm more okay with that than you are.
Well, it would also destroy you.
Yeah. I know. You learned a lot about me today. I'm sure. Can't say you're that surprised.
And sadly, I don't think I am surprised. But anyway, I am still glad that you didn't.
The crowbars.
He is there a basin in there or water?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's just try, and he just cleans it out as best he can because it doesn't have prestidigitation, unfortunately.
We're losers. We can't clean.
This is dangerous if we try this.
Do you want me to get some alcohol to
You said-
desensitize it?
Do you have some?
Desensitize it?
That's not the word I was looking for. To sanitize it with alcohol.
Do you mean sanitize it?
Yeah.
do
You don't want to desanitize it.
You're no longer.
You know what I
effective
meant.
at this.
Depending on how it's used.
I know alcohol's good for cleaning things.
It is fine.
Okay.
You said you've already tried it.
A while ago, but I didn't really know it was magical at the time.
Oh, I shouldn't have done anything. I could try it. I could see if I could. It activates if somebody who's more in tune.
We've done a lot to your brain today. Want to push it more?
But it could provide answers.
Fair enough. I'll be watching in case something bad happens.
We've done a lot to you. I don't think
I'm gonna lock the door.
Shit. Okay.
So you put the helmet on?
Yep.
What if you're one of these Ader sons?
As soon as this full bucket helmet slots over your head, you feel all of your runes begin to glow brighter until they start to have a burning sensation.
I'm gonna pull out my axe just to be safe.
And that's
Chop
where
off
we'll
your
end this
arms.
episode.
Oh my goodness! Yeah!
Hero point. I'm voting Zephyr.
Because he came to my house, or because he didn't kill a guy.
Because he didn't kill a
He
guy.
didn't kill a guy, you're right.
He had some really cool scenes. And I love the bit at the Volden House.
So this is just the absolute best for me, but it's called Reverse Strike. Play after you fail an attack roll. You get a success on the attack roll rather than a failure.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
There's literally no negative to it.
That is awesome.
So I really appreciate this. So I'm going to go and not flirt with Jenkins' mother.
You mean Volden's mother?
No, yours.
Oh no!
All right. And we'll see you all in the next episode.
Yahoo!
This has been an Atomic Broadcasting production. Pathfinder, Galarian, and the Lost Omens world setting are copyright of Paizo. More information at paizo.com. Music in the show is from Monument Studios' collection, as well as assorted artists, with some original tracks composed by Jordy Hake. More details in the description. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to share with a friend, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next time.
In my backpack.
All right, 30 seconds
see
of
it?
quiet.
Yeah.
Is it because of the toilet?
No.
I wasn't quiet.
Cause Sam went pee-pee.
Shh, we're
And
not
he
supposed to talk about
flushed.
it.
All right, 5 minutes of silence.